Good evening. We haven't communicated directly for a while. The most important event of the last couple of weeks, in my opinion, is the discovery of what they call the Higgs boson, which is also called the God particle. It's called the God particle because it gives existence to other particles, other subatomic particles, till matter is created that we in the lay world are familiar with. So how are we supposed to be reacting to this discovery? So the first thing that comes to mind is it says, Ma Rabbu Ma'asecha Hashem, how multitudinal are your deeds, O God. Kulam b'chochma sisa, you've done and created all of them with wisdom. What is the concept of wisdom? And the answer is that wisdom is called by the word a flash of lightning, a flash of inspiration. In other words, wisdom is something that is so subtle, it exists only for a fleeting moment, but from wisdom, everything else is created. Ramban, Nachmanides on the Torah, further elaborates that creation, in the creative process, what God did was that the first creation was a subtle kind of creation. God created nothing to become something, but this something was so subtle as to defy physical terms of physical reality. The Higgs boson is created in a flash, and in a flash it ceases to exist. Supposedly the idea is that it becomes its own antimatter and it destroys itself. But really, what we Jews believe in is the concept of v'achayus ratzeh v'shoiv, that the life force that exists within the world is in a constant state of ratzeh, of wanting to go up before God, and then shoiv, returning to its original status. That all existence oscillates between existence and non-existence. And the same thing is true with wisdom. For wisdom, God's wisdom, is aware of God and wishes to cease to exist and become included in God. And then it's brought back to existence. So this is why the Higgs boson is just an instantaneous existence. Because since wisdom is the source of creation, so the particle that is the centerpiece of creating the basic elements of existence, that particle would be like wisdom, and it would be gone in a fleeting instance. It's like that flash of lightning that's instantaneous, that doesn't last for more than a fleeting split second. And this is what the subtle nature of this particle is. It parallels all of the teachings of the Kabbalah. Those who have looked at the complex structure of the creation of basic matter, I mean, there's quarks, and I believe there are leptons and gluons, and there may be other myriads of subatomic particles. These are all created after the boson. This shows you just how complex even the most elementary element of creation is. So you have to ask yourself, this building block creates a complex relationship that requires extreme amount of understanding just to find out and figure out how it works and how it causes other things to be. And these things are not logical. They just are. things like particle spin, things of that nature. These are things that defy logic. The whole complexity of even the most basic elements indicates an intent from God. And this is why there are certain Kabbalists who have studied physics, have commented that the basic four forces, the strong force, the weak force, the electromagnetic force, and gravity, correspond to the four letters of God's name. And if one were to go into the subtleties, the dynamics that go into the creation of basic particles, one would also have a similar conclusion, that these follow a pattern close to the pattern of God's name. And so, what can we learn from the discovery of the God particle? That it only could be God who made all of this. Only God could create things at such a small level and be so complex and wondrous to defy description.